Hi, Nick Collier here, and this is my shop. Come join me. We'll have some fun. Started with some hex stock, and this is 12L14, a 1-inch hex stock. I don't know if you've worked with 12L14 before, but it is amazing material. It's got a little bit of lead in it, and which means that it machines beautifully. So basically, we're going to cut down a shoulder to 650 by 745 long, and then cut down another shoulder and single point thread that at 5/8 by 11 threads, about a half an inch, a little over half an inch long. And then actually I did that yesterday on the first piece, and we've got a second one we've got to do. So basically this is what we're going to end up with, just a couple of shoulder bolts that are going to go into that one piece of angle iron. So let's get started. So let's face that off first. And since we don't need the gearbox, let's do it without it. Maybe one more pass. There it is. Alright, so we've squared up our outside edge. We're a little bit low because we've got just a bit of a tip there. So I'm going to bring this back up a little bit. We'll see how that looks. That's about as good as it gets. It's just slightly low. All right, so now what we have to do is we want to take this in. It looks like we're going to come in 650 and 550, so that's 1200. 1-inch 200. 1-inch 200 is going to be right there. And we can just kind of scribe a line there. And yeah, we can see it. I'm going to come in and just trim this back up a little bit, just so I'm getting closer to that line. I left myself a lot of extra room there. And I'd say that's pretty good. Now let's take another measurement. So we've got, we're going to 745, so we've got 15 to go. So there's 10, there's 14. Let's go with that and see what we can come up with. All right, we're sitting at 4 under. I can live with 4 under. Okay, so, and we're going to come up and we're going to, let's put a little dicom on there. right, so 650 is our width. And that is from this point right here. So how are we going to do that? Because we're not quite there. I'll tell you what, let's go ahead and trim this thing down. There we go. Nice and sharp. All right, so now we come in and we cut back 650. Yes. Where are we at now? We're at 730. All right, so we take 100 thousandths. All right, well, we're a little under, but not bad, a couple of thousandths. So the next thing I want to do is go ahead and break that edge there. Let's do that, and that's about a 45. Okay, and then now I want to come in and drop below the surface of the of each of these in order to get so that I can actually bottom out on the bar. So hang on a second, I'll be right back. Okay, we're just going to come in with just a little thin bit here, and that will get us rotate just a little bit. Let's see here, maybe. Let me go back and sharpen. Okay, so we've got just a little narrow bit here, and we're going to plunge in and relieve that corner there, because it, you can never get that quite sharp enough, and I really want to bottom out onto that shoulder there. So we're going to just drag this up into that shoulder, recut that a little bit. And take it right down into the main body. And that ought to do it. Well, it's a little high still. Okay, now it's low. Now we come over to this one, because we need to find out where our bottom is, and also we need to be able to we need to have a place for our threads to land. And I think it's 137,600. 11 threads per inch. There's 12, 11, 118 thousandths. All right, we're going to just take it down a ways. And now we'll set this thing up for 12 threads per inch, or 11 threads per inch. Take our bit out, bring our threading bit in. Oops. We're going to square it up to the surface by putting a little thin scale in here, and I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, you can kind of see it. The scale is leaning that way a bit, which means our bit is too high. So let's just bring that down a little bit. And the first thing we want to do actually is to bring this over to 30 degrees. And on this lathe, and I don't know why, but they've set it up so that the only way you can read it is from this side. And that's 40, and there is 30. All right, we're going to put some gloves on. I'm starting to feel that gritty feel of metal and oil on my hands. And lately, it hasn't been good for me. If I'm in oil all day long, my hands start to sting. So, okay, so we've got that. Now we're going to bring this around until we get somewhat squared up. We square up, or we square up to our, and now we're just slightly, maybe by a half an inch. So let's bring that back in. And I think, oops. I think we can bring it in something like this. Oops. Now we're just a little too far in. Yahoo! Okay. Get our fishtail. And square up our bit. Well, that looks pretty good. I'd say we're there. All right, let's crank it up. Let's make sure we're running in the right direction. Oops. Oh yeah. We got to slow everything down here. There we go. Now, we're traveling in the right direction. What we want to do is just kiss the end of this just a little bit more. All right, we're just going to trim off this top, the top of the nut. Now, I've got a 8-degree taper on that nut there. So we're going to do the same thing on this one here. So we need to change from 30 degrees to 8 degrees. And to do that, that's going to be about where we want to be. I need to come in here. All right, that's 10. There's 8. Snug everything down. Oh yeah, we got to change bits here. Okay, I think we need to rotate this just a little bit, and we might be set to go here. Oh yeah, let's speed the lathe back up again. There we go, much better. And we're a little bit low, so we can just kind of take this and move it up a tad. On the money. Okay, so now we start drawing it in. Oh wait, no, we need to cut it to length. Well, good morning, Nick Collier here, and I think I'm actually back in the saddle after what, 5 weeks. I'm feeling pretty good, and I'm ready to continue with the process here. We're still working on the notcher project, and I'm going to bring you in a little closer, and we're going to talk about where we're going to go. Okay, so I came in. Basically, what we're working on today is I'm going to find arms. Center, and I'm going to do that with the center finder. Even though this surface over here, or that one on the other side, is a little rough, and it's not going to be accurate, but it'll be close, and that's all that really counts at this point. Let's see what we've got. We're going to need to go a little faster, aren't we? All right, let's see here. How about that? There we go. So we just swing this in, of course, till it evens out and kicks. It's even. Any second it's going to kick. There we go. Now we know that all we have to do is measure the width of this. Zero out the DRO, and we are sitting at exactly 2 inches, so we're going to come in 1 inch. Piece of cake. 980, 990, and there is 1 inch exactly. Now we're going to put several different drill bits in here, so probably the best thing to do is just to put the drill head back in. Oh, wait a second. It was plus 100. So it was 1 inch plus 100 because my follower was 200 thousandths. So we're going to go in another 100, which is right 9100. Come on. There we go. All right, that squares it up. So what I'm going to do in this situation, because we're looking at center, but it's not, as I said, not real critical. I'll just come in until I touch the drill bit. Well, actually, we want the drill bit to sit here. There we go. Just touching. And then we'll come in 1 inch. One inch plus the width of the drill bit, which is a little bigger than a quarter. What are we looking at? 262.5. So 131. So we're going to go 1, 10, 20, 31. All right. So that's got us located. Now we're just going to drill a hole right through that and work our way up size-wise until we get to the correct size. Okay, so now, can we see that? No, you can't see it, can you? All right, there it is. So now we've got our hole reamed, and I want to come in and just take some 45s off of that. And probably at this point, the easiest way for me to do that is to break loose my vise and rotate my vise and then bring in a cutting tool to deal with that. Okay, we got our hole drill. We've got two 45s to give us a little bit of rotation there. Now what we need to do is come up on the other side of the bar, and we're going to swing you down for that. And you'll see that it is not exactly square on that end. And so what I want to do is clamp this together, throw this in the saw, and at the very least just saw it off square so we don't have rusty ends and we have a nice square surface. All right, well, we've set it up and we're sawing it. The saw just jammed on me. It happens from time to time. Okay, let's take it over to the V plate and see how this thing comes out. Okay, we got some pretty sharp edges right there, and the last thing I want to do is cut myself, so let's just throw a quick file on these and deburr them. Okay, we're going to put one arm in, and we're going to use just a little flat washer. And hopefully everything's gonna fit nicely. A little bit of flat washer action right there. And this bolt was just a little bit tight. We may have to get some leverage on it. But I'm guessing by the time I've screwed it in and unscrewed it and screwed it in and unscrewed it a half a dozen times, it's going to even out. Let me get a bigger wrench. Yeah. Good old leverage. Works every time. Okay, well, we've got our arms started. We got them up and in place, and they're rotating fairly nicely. I'm going to move you back just a little bit. They're rotating like I want them to rotate. Of course, that one fell. Now what I have to do is I need to bend this bar in a little bit so that it kind of goes around the 11-inch circumference or the 11-inch diameter of the big pipe, so that it kind of drops in around it and then comes straight up, so that my plug of steel, which is over there, will, you know, fit in between, plus it'll kind of trim it down a little bit and make it less blocky. Okay, we've taken our arms and we've set them up in the vise and brought our head down at a 45, and now we're going to cut a slot. Well, in fact, we're in the middle of cutting a slot. So that we can take these arms. We need to bend them about 15 degrees, and so this is going to relieve some of the pressure, and we'll get a nice clean bend. So I'm taking about 50 thousandths at a time here. Okay, we've cut the V slots, and now we've got it in the press, and I'm hoping we're going to be able to just press both of them at the same time. That way we end up at the exact same degrees. The amount of degrees is not that important. I'm thinking 10 or 15 because we're going to be able to adjust it later on to what we need. Oh, well, we don't want to drop the metal all over the place, but oh well, it happens. Okay, we're going to take that off. And this bolt here has gotten kind of jammed, so I'll tell you what we're going to do is unjam it.